Welcome to the Community Spotlight podcast. My guest today is, I have to look at the paper because he's a new guest here. He's representing the Ohio Specialty Services Motor Ranch, Jake Staiger. Glad to see you, Jake.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And when I looked at him when he came up here, I said, I know you. And then we kind of went back and forth, and here we had worked out at a similar workout facility before. And this guy's a big guy, by the way. He's bigger than I am. So I've got to behave myself today when I'm interviewing him because he could probably put me in a little box and send me out to sea.
It's all looks, Dave. It's all looks.
It's all look? It's all like, okay. But he's a pretty good-sized guy.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, you as well.
Now, you've been in sales, I know, a long time. You've done automobile sales or vehicle sales, correct?
Yeah.
How'd you get involved over here at Ohio Specialty Services Motor Ranch in the Galion location? How'd you get involved in all this?
So, I have a previous relationship with both Colby and JR. JR through his family. His daughters went to school with my siblings, my older siblings, and then Colby was actually our middle school basketball coach. So, also his cousin is my lifelong best friend. So it was pretty easy to get my foot in that door.
All right. So, yeah, you didn't have to put your size 13 or whatever foot into the door to get that one. It's kind of like it was a layup.
Yeah, it was open a little bit.
Now, Ohio Specialty Services Motor Ranch, of course, they have a location here besides, but we're talking about Galion today because you are representing them there.
Yep.
And right now, I think before we went on to do this podcast, I had a little brief conversation with you. Got around 20 vehicles on the lot right now, don't you?
Yes, yeah, 20 over there, and then there's typically 30 plus here in Bucyrus, so there's plenty of inventory.
So the bottom line is, if you're looking at the lot in Galion and you say, I don't know, or I really like something there, we're good, all right? But yes. I'm saying if you're looking for something beyond that, you can always go on the website, correct?
Yes, the website will have vehicles from both lots on it, and it'll actually tell you where each of those vehicles is.
Okay, now I believe that's ohiospecialty.com. Am I correct on that on the website?
Yep.
And that shows all the inventory. And the only reason I know that is because before I do interviews, I looked at and I went through the website and I seen they did have their inventory on it.
Sure.
So I try to be prepared when I do these. So there's plenty of inventory out there. Is this a good time to get a car right now? I mean, I would think some people right now, they'd say, well, gee, I don't know if I can get financing. You can get financing, can't you?
Yeah, we have all different kinds of financing programs, a number of different lenders, and I always like to say it's always the right time because your trade is always worth the most right now. And I think, I guess that goes back to if you're trading in, but I think we could all agree that a vehicle never gets cheaper.
No.
Just from the time that I was born, it seems like they've doubled in price. So, unfortunately, they're going up, not down, essentially all the time.
Well, I see where they're trying to settle these strikes right now.
Yeah.
And they're all going to get a wage increase.
Yes.
So that tells me that the price of the new vehicles will go up, so everything proportionally will go up.
Yeah.
So I would be saying your observation is quite accurate because it seems to me that, let's put it this way, in my lifetime, I've never seen anything not go down. Yeah. It's always gone up in price.
Yeah.
I can remember cars going for $2,800, brand new cars. $4,300 was a nice car. $4,300. Now I'm going to be 70 years old though, but I'm just saying I can remember the price. Of course, I can remember gasoline at $29.9 too.
Yeah.
But everything goes up,
Yeah.
taxes and everything.
For sure.
So I think your point is well taken. If you need a vehicle, you want to look at. Obviously, we want to go to Ohio Specialty Services in the Galion location. If you live over, especially in Galion, and take a look at what you got on the lot. Now, you folks are, I guess, way to kind of best to describe. You're down there, kind of catty corner from Wendy's, correct?
Yeah, catty corner from both from Wendy's and then also the Rite Aid.
Okay.
So it's right on one of the main strips in Galion. Not a very big town, so it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, it's not like going through Metro Chicago or something and you can't,
Correct.
Which exit do I take?
Yeah.
I mean, you can pretty much find it.
Yeah.
Now, let's say I go over and cruising around a lot, because a lot of people, they like to go around when there's nobody there.
Sure.
So they're looking at it and they say, but gee, I like this vehicle here. Who do I call? I should call you, probably in Guy, and call you directly, shouldn't I?
Yeah. People are welcome to call me or text me whenever. That doesn't mean I'll always answer.
Yes.
But I will always get back. And the best way to reach me would be my cell phone, my personal cell phone, which would be 567-303-8821. Call, text, or however people do it nowadays.
Okay. Yeah, you're like me. It's normally people, if they really want to get me, you better text, because I'm pretty much overwhelmed all the time, as you can tell.
Yeah.
But your cell is 567-303-8821, and we're saying his cell phone number. We're talking about Jake Staiger, and he is the, I guess you'd say, the manager there. Is that your official title, or something like that?
Yeah, probably the store
at the
manager.
it's
a one-man show. So
okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to anoint you the sales manager at the Ohio Specialty Services, a motor Ranch-Galion site.
Yeah.
So now you have been promoted. It gets nothing other than my best wishes. This is not monetary. It's just.
Appreciate
but
that.
you earn your own titles, right?
Yeah.
In sales.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to kind of maybe let people know about you, or about what you're doing with Ohio Specialty Services?
Not really. I would say, just a little bit about me. I'm born and raised in Galion, so I am a local. Not just myself, but my family is well established in the community. A lot of people know my dad, Rod Staiger, who's been with Pizza Hut for as long as I can remember. I think since high school, way back when. But no, I like Galion. I know I've heard people say good and bad. I'm one of the people that, I like the good. I like the small town feel, kind of rural. It's I don't plan on leaving.
Well, that's good. And I tell you what, this is the type of people that we need in our communities, and we need in sales, and we need in our businesses, because if you're invested in that community, that's a huge difference than just being there getting a check and then you're off somewhere else, and then 6 weeks later you're doing something else. So
agree. You're
a hometown Galion guy, so if you're living in Galion and you need to take a look at the vehicle, go down and check them out there at Ohio Specialty Services, the Galion location, located at 245 Harding Way West, catty corner from Wendy's, as we would say. You can call 419-468-4000. I think you get probably a recording there if you wouldn't be there. But if you need, and probably the best way to get a hold of Jake is going to be, Jake Staiger would be at his cell, and I'll repeat that back, 567-303-8821.
That is
Any
right.
other ends we need to exhaust today?
I think that's it, Dave. I think you covered it.
All right. And by the way, you guys do service vehicles.
Yeah, we do, actually. That is a great point. So here in Bucyrus, they have a small showroom and service center. And the plan is to bring a small service center to Galion as well. Mm-hmm. So they will do things like tires, brakes, oil changes, and other small projects over there. So that should be happening in the near future. I would tell people to look out for that. That's another great way to kind of come in and support a local business.
Well, I'm sure we'll have you guys back on, because I have Ohio Specialty Services, so I'm sure this topic will come up, because I always ask if there's anything new, because there's always something new.
Sure, yeah.
And
we're always looking to grow.
And we're looking forward to moving ahead and moving this county ahead, and just everything like that. So it all starts with one person at a time and one business at a time.
I agree.
Jake, I thank you very much for being on the podcast today again. My guest is Jake Staiger from Galion, Ohio. He is, I call him the sales manager. They might not like it out there, but anyhow, Ohio Specialty Services Motor Ranch in Galion, Ohio. Again, you got a question for him, you see a car out there you like, probably the best way to get a hold of him is give him a call or text him at 567-303-8821. And he'll get you set up in a nice, clean, good car.
That's right.
Or truck.
Or truck.
Or maybe even
boats.
Or boats.
Or motorcycle.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of things on there, too. So thanks again, Jake, for being a guest on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome.